Hello everyone, how you doing today? Thought I'd take another look at the workshop. This time I've got mostly new stuff. To start with, the very first creation here is the Atlas. This is for Reforged Eden, and it is by Steel Dragon. This one's up on the, I believe it's up on the spotlight right now. I noticed it's a really cool looking ship. Really love the glass on the cockpit there and that viewing angle from the inside. We'll check that out in a second here. Um, and the ship is nicely done. It's kind of a two-tone color scheme, pretty smooth all the way around. It's got some unique features to it. Quite a lot of weapon and turret position mounts all over the ship, including the bottom of it. I'll have to lift it off the ground in a little bit and take a look at that. And just a lot of launcher positions that are set up as well. And then, of course, all the regular stuff with spotlights. And if you're also noticing, it's got some pretty beefy thrusters on here, too. So I'm expecting some pretty good flying performance on this. Very nice looking ship, though. I do like it. I like the choice of what was done with the colors of painting, you know, some areas like the black and then the gray in the mix, and then of course the very smooth contour of the ship, so you don't got any big blocks standing out or anything like that. It all kind of comes together pretty nicely on the back of the ship as well. So let's go take a look at the inside of this. I'm going to go to mood lighting here a minute. Maybe that's a bit dark. If it's too dark, yeah. I'll give it a little bit more light here. Take a look inside here. It does have lighting in here, which is pretty cool though. So as you walk in the rear hangar door, or ramp, I would say. I wouldn't even say a hangar door. It does have a hangar door, but it's in a different location. So instantly you got a parking spot here for HV or potentially SV, things like that. Then you're right into your production area. So you got let me get my stuff out here. Got a couple advanced constructors on each side, and then a number of storage bays here. See what this has for storage. So Atlas 3. We've got looks like 2 ammunition controllers, 1 harvest controller, 2 container controllers, 2 harvest controllers. I guess a lot of these are doubled up here. Just wanted to see what we've got here. We got a 320 there, 320 there, 240 on the ammo, another 240 on ammo, commercial container. Okay, that's just a cargo box. 320 on a standard controller, fuel container. Okay, that would be another cargo box, and another harvest controller. So yeah, it's got quite a lot of storage there. I like the layout. It's very clean. It's open. And then you've got your shield right in the middle, detector inside of there. Looks like a place for R. I'm not sure what that is yet. I'm not sure. I would probably have to look at the site here. It looks like it has. Oh, that would be for Reforged Eden long range radar, I believe. Yeah, that would be a 3x2 area that would fit in there, and then you have access door right at the side here, or right in the front. So that makes a whole lot of sense. So let's see what's down over here. Okay, so this goes back down to the ground again, inside the ship, and then we get into a central elevator, which is has its own oxygen, it looks like. And let's hop in the back here. So now we've got a top hangar door mechanism. Now this is it's pretty cool. Haven't quite seen it done. Well, I don't know if I can't say I've seen a hangar necessarily done like this, but it looks like it would work out great, especially for, you know, a small to medium sized SV or 2 that you could probably park in here. And then right on the side of that you have medical equipment and a shower. And let's see, let's hop through the front here. And this is really cool. I do like how that the contour of the glass is, as mentioned on from the front side of it too. That gives you kind of a nice viewport, I would say, all the way around, and then you can see your, you know, if you got some passengers here, and you get into the thick of it, if you start taking a lot of damage, you could, oh, never mind. I could see a certain person flying the ship around here. This is kind of neat too, when you got some doors getting out to the side of the ship here, maybe so you can run around and place a lot of turrets on here. So let me take it up off the ground a second too. I expected it to lift pretty quickly like it did. Looks like it's running 4 XL lift thrusters on here and a whole lot of weapon mount positions on the bottom side. That's what I was kind of mentioning before. So I believe the overall strategy of this ship is obviously you configure it how you want with weapons, and then you use the high maneuverability to try to maybe encircle the target that you're going after to take it down. And that is, if it pulls that off successfully, it's a very valid fighting ship that way. I was just taking a look at its hull material right now, and it looks like it's, I would say, steel. Of course, you got your armored windows in the front there. But, okay, so a steel-hulled ship, so it's quite lightweight, too, considering its thrust. So let's take a look at these specifications here. And, oh yeah. Thrust, 132... 263. We've got a lot. Yeah, we got some really good numbers going on here. Up, down. So basically, I'm kind of wondering. Again, I didn't read the description, but I would have a feeling, you know, once you got this properly equipped, you would probably really nail the like the lift on it and maneuver around the target in space at high speed, using your launchers to you know, aim and target things that you'd want, and then your turrets all firing on it at the same time in that scenario. Now, some of these turrets would not be able to, say, fire forward, but more side defense over here. But I think in the general setup of it, though, it would work. Really slick looking back end to this too. It's just I like that smooth look. It kind of, it's a little bit more of an elegant look to it. Anyway, awesome work on this one. Steel Dragon, like it. So the next one here is the UT-01 Kiowa by XLjedi, and that is a littler SV over here. And I just thought, I seen this one on the workshop, and I just thought it had a really nice looking design to it. Like the shaping a lot. The wings really tie into this well, and it's using the old school wings too, so it's not using the newer modular wings, but at least on the front. On the back it is, but it was really really well done there too, and I do like the bit of orange accents it has on it too. That just kind of gives it a little bit of character and definition beyond just the shaping. Now, I wouldn't say this is a like a super tough. It's not some kind of end game ultra combat ship or anything like that, but it's just it's a really nice looking shape. The way the wings were done with these outer extension pieces at the wingtips, the cockpit area I think looks really good. The blocks were, you know, got that cockpit to fit in there pretty good, and the shaping around the edges I also think looks pretty good. The backward style wings looks neat. It really does. And then the tail section out over here. Neat shaping on the bottom side over here as well. All the wings, extensions, things like that. I don't know what we got under the door here. Okay, so we've got an internal area here for all kinds of upgrading and all your main parts. That is pretty cool. Very colorful in here. What do we got here for ammo? So we've got a pretty small ammo storage box over here. Looks like some locations for potentially some generators. Again, I didn't read the workshop description of what the the symbols up here necessarily mean. OPC, OPC, 3 Pentaxid tank, constructor. No, that wouldn't fit there. That is something I kind of wonder, because you know I got the same thing. I'm using decal initials for a lot of part placements, and man, it would almost be nice if there's like a universal system, you know, like everybody was on the same page, because you know, just like me, I'm doing my own thing, and sometimes I even change it from one creation to another, which is probably a big no-no. Sometimes, you know, if I got a lot of this kind of stuff, though, I'll try to put in an LCD information LCD somewhere in the creation, just to say what these symbols mean. I mean, you can kind of speculate and guess and put in whatever you want, but it's just an idea. So it looks like it's got 2 500 ammo bays on it, but it doesn't have a lot of weaponry. So we're also stock, at least it looks like we have 2 minigun turrets, but I'm also thinking that maybe not. At first I thought maybe these were places to put some additional weapons, but I don't think that would it would work out very well there. Well, let's take a look at its specs and cost and all that. So this, oh wow. See, now here's something with this. This is a SV, and it's got a 32-minute, 33-second spawn time. Unlock level 10. It's for an SV. It's quite inexpensive. So this would be, I believe, more of a scout type of ship. See, I don't believe this has a warp drive in it. I wouldn't doubt if something in here is set up for possibly a shield. Maybe. Wait, what do we got back over here? Oh, we got some more. Got a cargo hold over there too. Fridge, armor locker, fuel, O2, passenger seat, obviously. So anyway, just for a low cost starter SV, Scout SV, I would say. I think this is really cool looking design. Very nice shaping on it. Looks like it's set up for some upgradability or some customizations. I mean, if I had it, I was gonna shoot stuff with it, I'd probably like run around and maybe add some more guns to it. Maybe like some of these, like you could easily put in some guns over here on the side too, or possibly out on the wingtips as well. So there's a lot of places that you could add some more weaponry. I don't see any turret mount positions. You could probably slap something on the bottom pretty easily though. Anyway, awesome work, WDC Knight. I do like it. So the next one here is this guy here, and this is the Amara. If I said that, Ayamara by. Nope, I'm not. I'm looking at the wrong thing here. This is the Rasp RE by REL20 by WDC Knight, and this looks like a quite a minor, unusual looking SV minor, bigger than a lot of them that you've seen, but it looks like it's kind of a one really set up for some pretty good SV mining. It's got a lot of geez, I don't even have to count up all the different mining drills. I'm noticing some mixture. Like this one over here is a railgun. Looks like on all, or not. Let's see. So we got one railgun there, one railgun here, and one railgun here, and then the rest of these are looking like mining drills, I would say. So basically, so you could defend against whatever drones or you know, light combat things. Plus, you also have a couple laser turrets here, it looks like too. But a whole lot of mining drills, which is pretty neat. Interesting concept on this one. Cool shaping too. Kind of got that big tall look there. Looks like it's going to be pretty quick at doing its job. A lot of lights built in here, and also, yeah, it's using a fairly unusual cockpit for well, I wouldn't say unusual, but used in a different way. You know, usually, I don't know, people get pretty creative. I've seen this cockpit used in a lot of different ways, but it obviously kind of is more like an X-wing kind of cockpit. So interesting on that one. And let's see on the back here, we've got some doors. Oh, and we got a small interior space here that'll give you cockpit access to the front. Looks like we got a 32K ammo, or I'm sorry, harvest storage over here, and another 32K harvest storage. Just take a look at what the ammo is here. Let me check that out. So we got two. Oh wait, that's Atlas 3. So we got one ammo controller at about 3,000, a little under 3,000. But this is clearly a SV miner, and its weaponry on it's really probably for protection while you're out mining, which makes a lot of sense. You'd hate to just abandon a mining operation on an asteroid or even something on the surface if a couple pesky drones came out at you. This way you can deal with those and get back to business. 32K of harvest for a SV is pretty good too, and it does land kind of neat too. I like how the use of these landing gear were put onto here. Definitely nice. So spec wise, looking at, okay, so obviously this is a higher end SV miner, so we're looking at a unlock level of 20, quite a bit larger build time versus the last SV, which is more of a starter. So 4 hours and 19-minute build time, 12 mining drills, 1 detector, industrial multi-tool for salvaging as well. Very nice. I gotta locate that on the ship here. 3 railguns and 2 laser turrets. Speed-wise, looks like it's pretty well-rounded here. We've got more forward speed, and it looks like forward and reverse is matched. We've got 34 on lift and matched on the strafing as well. Very cool. Now, yeah, of course, because of the mining drills, you're going to need some special parts and things like that. Now, I'm showing all these in Reforged Eden 2. Just keep that in mind. Like the first creation here, if I got this right. No, this one's fine with it. I believe all these, I think, are working. Okay, so this one I believe is probably made for vanilla. So this one would need some kind of probably just a basic CPU core in it if you're using in Reforged Eden. But I believe it's fine in vanilla. It's just the stat differences can really change that around a lot. But yeah, I like it, and the shaping and the color, and then it's got some pretty neat texture lights going on with it as well. Let's just take a look at that at night real quick. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty cool in a lot of ways, because, you know, usually when you get to making, or at least when I get to like trying to do like an SV miner, which I have not done very many of. I think I only have 1 SV miner built and a few HV miners. Usually you're really forced to put those mining drills very close on the inside, and then you usually end up with a kind of a small little rectangle kind of thing. Or this one's like doing something totally different, and that's pretty neat. I would have to test this out to see how that works out. Probably say you'd probably be doing most of your mining in space on asteroids, but I'm not saying it wouldn't do ground mining just fine too. Again, we'll have to test that out. Anyway, awesome work on this one. So let's see, the next one here is this guy over here. Now, this is a pretty hardcore combat ship, and this is the one I accidentally started rattling off last time. The Ayamara by ArtemisRouge. And this one, if it's like a couple of his other ships, I believe this is for high maneuverability endgame combat. So what this, I believe, is going to accomplish, and I'll just look at the stats right off the gate here, is I'm expecting some pretty high speeds, especially with like your lift over here, probably meant to encircle the like a harder combat AI ship out in space and be able to engage that, put a lot of firepower onto it, and mostly, if not entirely, dodge the what those ships are shooting back at you. So just to take a look at the bodywork and style of it, I think it's got some pretty cool decor here with its coloring. I'm noticing some color fades mixed in with some texture lights and some just some a little bit different stuff here, like the use of this this open glass over the top with a lot of intricacies to see inside of there. That looks pretty neat. We're gonna have to take a look at this one at night too. And I also like how these how the thrusters are set up. Big extension arms, nice and smooth, going out to a big thruster setup here. Looks like we're running XL forward thrusters on here. Got some side lights over here too. Let's see what's going on the bottom here. Yeah, a lot of texture lights along those sides. A lot of turrets built in along the side frame here. And it looks like we've got some interesting turrets in the front, probably primarily designed as decoys. However, they do have a shot that they can get through if they're directly facing the target. It looks like you get a round through on each of those out the front. And we've got another one back over here and here doing the same kind of things. These are mounted right to a thruster, but again, a ship like this, I believe, is ultimately going to try to avoid taking damage. Let's see what the hull is. Oh, okay, so we got carbon substrate right at the very front here. Didn't expect that. Oh, in fact, the entire hull of the ship is carbon substrate. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. Definitely built around avoidance, and not like a tank. Some more launchers over here, more turrets. Interesting setup of turrets in here. So it's really got a lot of turrets on it, but a lot of them are kind of like hidden away in these nooks and crannies of the ship, and different, very different. I don't know. Okay, so right off the very back, which is highly protected, you've got some big-time strafing thrusters. I'll have to take a look at that strafing speed again too, and maybe it's meant to do that as well. Do like the shaping and the color fades, multiple use of colors, and all the different things were set up over here. And some glass on the top. Very nice. Let's switch over to night lighting here a second. Yeah, that looks really cool. I especially on this one, I really like the night look of it. Colors really blend together well with the general color of the ship, and it's faded texture like colors too. So we've got some kind of a faded blue going into more of a white on that. That is pretty slick. Glass top on it. Ah, very cool, very cool. So alright, let's get back on with some stuff here. Oh yeah, we got a lot of lights out here too. I wonder if we've got a way to turn off those lights in here. I'm not seeing anything, I guess. We do have some switches though. So we got radar, sentry guns, closed hangars, and closed bay doors. So anyway, let's get up on this ship here and see what we're looking like on the inside. I go back to night lighting and take a look at the interior lighting decor of this. nice clean look here. The blacks and the grays, or the darks and the grays. I won't say black. I don't think some of these colors are black. More of a very faded gray blue, which is especially nice looking colors. So we've got some upgrade info. Pilot guide, roll, hold space, either Q and E to engage, and constant up thrusting roll, adjust forward distance, profit. So that is cool. That is cool. This is has a very specific way to engage enemy AI ships, and following those instructions over there. So obviously, something like this, you won't want to stay just sitting there and getting shot at, because your hull is a lot of carbon substrate on the outside, at least. Now it might have other protections on the inside. We'll take a look through the frame of the ship here. So on the back here, looks like you could park a couple vehicles of some origin. We got a harvest controller on here too, so I gotta assume that maybe this has some apparatus for mining and or using a multi-tool to salvage stuff. Nice little balcony on the outside of the hangar here. Let's see where this goes. Captain's ready room. Yeah, I like that. Right over the glass there. Oh, and here's the captain's ready room. Yeah, nice place to sit. Couch. What do we got over here? Toilet. Just head across the other side here. We got a med bay over on this side. That's cool. Kind of a nice little hangar side place. Like the balcony going around the hangar as well. And looks like a place maybe for a core block, or just a warning sign saying it's going to get a little hot right there. I think that might be what it is. So let's continue to go up in here. Is that right out of the... Nope. Okay, so this is how you get to the bridge here. So we've got our pilot seat, a couple extra passenger seats there. Some more functionality here. Looks like we got a teleporter and a medbay, O2 fridge, and then a way that would get you, I believe, back down into the hangar, going straight through the, or back over the hangar. Okay, I didn't even notice this from below. So we've got a top-down landing spot here as well for some SVs, and then some more utility function right in this area here with the armor locker and armor repair, and more O2 and another bed bay. So yeah, it doesn't do farming, but you know, it looks like it's clearly designed to engage big nasties out in there using high-speed maneuvers. And what I'm gathering here is it would have some form of salvaging on it. I'm not seeing any mining drills. I'll look at the backside though too. Maybe I'm mistaken here, but I'm pretty sure it would probably have a multi-turret somewhere. It could be retractable. To check out the menu options there. Let's see. Oh, all right. So what do we got for switches here? So sentry turrets. Okay, that would be all the little turrets around there. So we got something for radar, closed bay doors. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, no, I'm looking at the right ship. Hangar doors. Also notice when you sit in the pilot seat, you got a kind of a neat looking LCD targeter kind of in the front there, which is kind of a nice little touch there for aiming up your shots and stuff like that. Let's take this. Woohoo! Yeah, no, this is pretty quick. You know, keep in mind too that I'm in Reforged Eden and everything flies slower in Reforged Eden. I think if this were taken into vanilla, it would probably be quite the super speedy ship here. And I like the idea that it does have a nice first-person combat view here too. take a look at the specs and prices and things like that in just a second here too. So on other news too, Excalibur, well, the season 3 starts today at noon. That's why I'm actually doing this video early, so I can get this made and uploaded before noon, and that was my goal. So I actually woke up, got out of bed early this morning so I could get this stuff done. So this thing is playing really nice with CPU on what it has in it. It does look like it's going to be right off the gates requiring either quantum or auxiliary core, because it does exceed the 2.1 million default CPU blocks for reforged Eden. Size class 6, 23 plasma turrets on its stock. This one also wouldn't follow the standard weapon limits, but I do believe this is made for reforged Eden and without the standard weapon limits activated. I personally like to build ships out in that manner as well. I don't like weapon limits necessarily. It's a little more fun to just mix and match and do what you want. You're always limited to CPU, so if you add 23 plasma turrets, obviously it's going to be pushing a lot of CPU. And this is going to need, quite a few things here. So quantum extenders, it's got 4 built into it, so it will need 4 of those. So you would have to, if you're going to use this in gameplay, you would have to do some nullifier or other means to get CPU in the ship, whether that's auxiliary cores or quantum cores. Does have some Xeno material in it, and that is something I wanted to check out, is what's going on the inside here. So we have a big thruster down the middle, but we have a lot of turrets kind of around it. Again, this isn't probably meant to get hit here in the first place, but if some of these turrets were targeted or hit, they could also kind of do a little bit of splash damage and hit this big lift thruster here too. We've got some unusual, this is kind of interesting here. So although it is kind of, what I'm seeing here is some glass window blocks with some Xeno a little bit of Xeno in the middle of that to mitigate damage. So if you were doing a front-on attack, although this is carbon substrate out here, this stuff would, obviously get damaged really quickly, but then it's backed by a lot of armored glass. I don't know if maybe that's a thing now, using armored glass for protection as opposed to like standard leg shot blocks. Not sure how it works with hit points versus weight compared to other blocks, but these are running 1500 hit points on the windows. It looks like just a row after row after row of windows here, protecting all throughout the front. And we have our core in the middle back here, which is actually backed by that row of Xeno in the middle of that yet, and some leg shot. And then you get into the your warp core and your generators and fuel. I mean, if this area was penetrated, it wouldn't be pretty, but it looks like it's quite well protected. So you have, this outer layer of carbon substrate, a bit of a space, and then you're protected by an inner layer of these armored glass windows. Interesting. And it looks like we also got a shield back here, some core blocks, things like that. Yeah, very cool ship. Like the aesthetics of it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that this is a good working way to do things. And probably, if you pull it off and you know how to fly the ship correctly and engage enemies correctly, obviously not getting hit is going to be a lot better for you and a lot more profitable in your incursions as to just anticipating like a whole bunch of damage every time you get in a fight. If you can largely avoid that damage, you'll be better off for it. Anyway, awesome work. This again by ArtemisRouge, and this is the I don't even want to. I still suck with names, but Ayamara, I would say, or yeah, Ayamara. All right, so last one here is the RAGAIRE, which is a minor main CV by Beardypixel. And this one I noticed not this week, but last week on the workshop. I wanted to take a look at it. This is a, would almost call this a hybrid, your main ship slash minor CV. And I thought it had a pretty cool look to it. It's kind of got this overall round design to it. Let me check some switches here. And let's get these drills engaged here a minute. With a whole lot of mining drills on it. We'll do a count. I'm wondering if this is running the max limit. It has a whole lot of spotlights in here too. When I first spawned it in, I didn't see at least a P menu option to turn those on or off. You'd have your main light switch button, but I didn't see anything. Anyway, I'll have to look on the inside to see if there's something like that. I guess at least in my opinion, I usually like these spotlights off by default, but make it clear to how to turn those on the ship, whether it's a P menu control or a switch inside the ship. But usually I would just have them off to start with. I like the looks like this is going to be doing some neat looking texture lights as well. So we've got quite a few turrets along the hall here, top, bottom, front. Got some reverse thrusters back over there. It's mainly set up for a whole lot of drilling here, but it looks like if you're parked on the ground, you've got a couple of these little sentry guns to shoot, I don't know, enemies that are trying to get at you or stuff like that, which is kind of cool. Got another one over here, another one over there. Like the piping, looks like we're running quite a lot of texture lights along the hall. Yeah, that's pretty cool on the backside there too. Huh. So yeah, no, the idea of a hybrid, like if this is your main CV and it's your minor, that is actually pretty practical. Sometimes, so then you wouldn't need to have like some other CV minor to go about your business. So now what I've really got to do is find a way in this ship here. Aha! Oh, that's cool. I like how this door opens up in conjunction with that. That's kind of a nice slick idea. Before I go in though, let's take a look at its nighttime view, because I have a feeling this is gonna look pretty neat. Oh yeah, that does look pretty neat. Yeah, like I didn't even notice this from the without being at night, but the little purpler texture lights along the side and the big strips on the rest of it kind of looks quite luminescent. Very cool, very cool. All right, so anyway, let's get in here again. Oh, wrong side. So as you first walk in, got a hangar kind of designed for some fairly small HVs or SVs. I don't think you could get a bigger one in here, but it might sit a bit over the ramp. At least in this room, there could be another area for these kind of vehicles as well. But it does have them, and it is, I mean, it is quite the minor that also can park that stuff on it. So we got here. So I actually need to look at the last ship and see what kind of storage it had as well. So we got a couple 320K cargo bays in the back here, O2 med bay. A lot of detail work along the inside of the hangar. I'm seeing with a lot of texture lights, some different colors with that, a lot of different use of different textures entirely. It all blends together. It looks pretty good too. It's got a cool look to it. Let's go upstairs here a second. Oh, hey, we've got a farm in this too. So a miner, it does the farming. You can move around some smaller SVs or HVs. This is really interesting up above the glass there. Huh. Very cool. And then the LCDs kind of match the texture light colors. And we've got a big glass thing along the floor here. Some neat looking LCDs along the side here. This authorized personnel only. That looks really cool too. Oh, okay. So we got a core room over here. I'm seeing quite a lot of cores. We'll take a look at the CPU of this in a sec here too. A lot of some different coloring in here. A lot of texture lights and detail going on. Let's head across the hallway. Obvious farm section. So it looks like. See how wide are these? 3 by. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Okay. So what, 36 grow plots, I'm guessing. Here, a couple fridges and food processor. Grow lights over there. Decon space below. Just trying to, what does that mean? Deconstructor? Deconstructor, yeah, 2 by 2. Okay, so interesting. So you can put in a deconstructor down below here and probably just typically access that through the P menu options. Over on this side through the glass, we've got our shield and a big generator, warp core up front. That looks cool. I like how the piping comes down to the tax tank and into the warp core combined with its the texture lights and the coloring in the general area. That's pretty cool. We got another big generator over here. So those are in blue. Yeah, it's interesting use of colors and combination of light color and texture light colors in areas of this. That is pretty slick. Oh, it's got some solar up here too. That was largely unexpected. So yeah, the way solar panels work, especially this day and time, is if they're attached to your ship, they don't actually have to be pointing at the sun. So you could technically just not have them outside of the ship at all and just kind of fill in an area on the inside, or even use them for decorative look, like a more complicated looking ceiling here. So that's just something to note at this point. And that only pertains to Reforged Eden though. As vanilla, you can't put solar panels on CVs. Only bases, and I do believe in vanilla they do have to get sunlight. So what do we got down here? So we got a harvest control over here at 320, and this is kind of walking below the walkway that we were just at here. Huh. Let's go back through here. Okay, just looking around. Looks like you can get around. There's some more solar over here too. I wonder how many solar panels are actually on here. I'm trying to figure out how to get to the bridge though. I'm missing something here. We're at the back side of the ship, so obviously I'm on the wrong side. Let's just go into the bridge and backtrack. Oh, look at this area. Yeah, so this is your bulk of your production over here, it looks like, and we're running quite a lot of container controllers here, as well as a lot of other utility function here. A bunch of small constructors, probably for mass processing of ore, things like that on the fly, and a full medical bay with a fridge in there as well, armor locker, teleporter. I like how the constructors are mounted like that. That doesn't look half bad at all, actually. Kind of right up in the air. Well, quick look on what it has for, let me get to the right ship here. And we've got a lot of controller systems here. What I could tell by clicking on them as I'm walking through is that most of these are probably going to be 320K.
And it's got four 320K harvest controllers. Looks like four 320K standard controllers. Then we've got some cargo boxes and the other stuff. So it's a 8 320K main controllers and another 216K for ammo. So yeah, quite a lot. What kind of lift thruster we got on here? Let me go back to daylight here a second. So we've got, looks like 1, 2, so that would be 4. Now I'm seeing 4 mediums, or 4 large thrusters, I would say, not the XL thrusters for lift. 6. So that, let's confirm that here in statistics and take a look at those. So size class 5. Now we do have some pretty good lift. 88. Let's see, we've got 8 and 2/3 full controllers on there. Yeah, I'd have to see if it could, I'm not sure if it could take off necessarily if it had a full load from planet side, but I mean, obviously it is a CV miner, and typically it would spend its life in space for the most part, doing a lot of mining. That I don't think it would have any problems with, and it may not with lift even if it was full. I wouldn't know without testing that one myself. Very cool looking ship. Looks, and yeah, when you got something like this, though, you can start making a lot of money quickly, or a lot of resources quickly, because this looks like it would seriously chew through some asteroids very quickly. And pretty large bridge area in here too. 2 passenger seats and a nice first-person visibility. Whether you use it or not when you're mining, that is entirely optional, but I do like to have first person, at least as an option on the ship if possible. Doesn't work out for every ship, but it is a nice feature. Anyway, very cool design. Nice idea of incorporating in like a full-fledged CV and with a like a high-end miner all in one, with quite a bit of protection too. So if you're out mining and you get those drones coming in at you, you shouldn't have to worry too much. Let's just take a look at, again, we're made of steel. Another look at the stats. Obviously with the mining drills and other things like that, it is going to be using some estrium and zirconium, which, when you got something like this especially, it's not that hard to get those materials. You just got to find an asteroid that hasn't been sucked up by maybe another player if you're playing on the server. Size class 5. 22 drills. So I do believe this is the max limit that is allowed in Reforged Eden. And we've got some general other things. That does have a built-in long-range radar. CPU we're looking at nicely fits within Reforged Eden CPU. Doesn't give you a lot of extra, but it's got everything you pretty much need stock. Of course, you can always add some quantums or other things if you wanted to add some more features to the ship. Yeah, very cool, very cool. So this is one I seen the other week, and I wanted to take a look at it as well. It's just I can't trying to pick 5 a week on average, and I'm also constantly trying to look at authors I haven't looked at anything from before, and all of these authors here I haven't looked at anything from before today. So that is cool. I like to see new authors in the mix. Now, with the future videos, though, I mean, I will be looking at, authors I have looked at things from before, but I wanted to really try to focus, at least at this time, mostly on authors that I haven't, seen or looked at creations from before, just to get around, see what a lot more stuff that's out there. And these are all very nice. So awesome work, everyone. Different concepts, different philosophies, all a lot of creativity, and that's wonderful thing about Empyrion is the amount of creativity is pretty insane. So before I go on this video, I just wanted to do a just show you some more updates on the Perses-CV3. I did get some more time to work on it. It's not finished, and I won't be having this out this weekend, but I'm thinking it's pretty realistic that maybe next weekend I might have this done and out the door. So to start with on here, I worked on some areas of the ship. I finished up the hangar on the inside. Now this is lacking still. It's kind of plain Jane. It's lacking detail, and I'll try to dress up like some areas and of course get the LCDs in there, and I've got missing constructors. But I've been thinking about function, and I really, on the last video that I was talking about this, I was kind of getting nervous and like, questioning myself on, what role I really want this ship to play. And then, but there's a lot of really good feedback on it. Most people said, yeah, don't worry about the secure bridge. It's a carrier. It's not a destroyer or a battleship. Make it right that way. But some features that would be very nice to have in here, because it doesn't have this, the secure bridge, would be some emergency response like pilot seats around, and that is something I thought about. Also teleporter and things like that. So right now I set up the back area with a fair amount of little things here, and we've got our repair console and repair, well, I don't have the repair bay in here. It'll be stripped out of the ship when I release it, and the console won't be here, but it'll be a placeholder. Now this ship does have 8 320K storage bays and 2, I almost forgot, 96K ammo bays on it. On the back side over here, these are a little bit different on both sides. Again, over here is an emergency pilot seat that was added in. So if you're down here somewhere in the back side of the ship hangar area, and you suddenly start getting attacked, you can quickly jump in over here and get the ship in motion. It will have another one of these in the front part of the ship as well. So that was one feature added over there, and did some more general just detailing on the hangar. I'm not entirely satisfied with my lighting yet. That needs to be tweaked and things like that, but it's getting there. It's getting there. So another area that I worked on quite a bit more is the farm section to try to get this wrapped up and finished. I removed all the grow plots and replaced them with filler blocks, so you won't need to build all these grow plots before spawning the ship in. But I believe the total count here, it would be 4 times 27. So what is that? 108 grow plots, I believe, total. And I kind of dressed up these areas here, got some oxygen tanks in there, and then worked on the hallway section. Now, I'm trying something a bit interesting with the teleporter that's in here and the hallway itself. This floor is, I mean, not the farm, but up in front of the farm is largely asymmetrical, although the hallway is actually going right down the center of the ship, but both sides are completely different. And I even, so I decided to go with like an angled hallway or wall set up on one side over here, which I thought was kind of something I haven't quite done before in that manner. So I thought it would be kind of neat. And then made a nice little teleporter housing like right in the very front here, and had some blue colors. So it's right next to the elevator, which is your central elevator of the ship. It's not down in the hangar. Now, I'm not saying I couldn't put it down in the hangar, but the biggest problem I'm running into with that is, well, I'd have to reconfigure things, basically. I've got, like, literally all my hangar space filled up everywhere you look around this whole front of the hangar. And most of this, if I did put the teleporter in, I would have to probably put it in here or reconstruct how other things are done. But I figured, well, right here, really kind of close to get to a lot of things, being right off from the elevator. And of course, this didn't change over here, the CPU core room. I haven't done this room up yet at all. But what I'm anticipating on doing here is, like, you've seen that little pocket
cockpit seat in the back of the hangar. I plan on putting another one in this general location, maybe inside of one of these rooms over here, or possibly even dig in a little bit on the wall here and put something that kind of blends right into there. So even if you're like at this location, you start getting shot at, to get up to the bridge is still a trot, because you'd have to come up this way, up the elevator, and over here. And the whole point is it's a quick response, man. You get shot. If you're working on your farm, blam, you can hop in a cockpit over here as well. So I think hopefully that'll work out and not cause problems, and then you don't need a dedicated, larger, secure bridge and things like that. The top of the elevator, I kind of finished up how it looks down into the shield, which wouldn't fit under one floor space. So it's kind of a different way to do it. A little balcony off to the one side, and it kind of works out quite well with the asymmetry of this area of the ship. And so what I got left is to populate this room. This is kind of extra space right now, I'll say. We'll have probably, like I said, a little pocket cockpit for emergency situations. Up here is where the lounge is going to be. And this is also a little bit more destroyable in case you do start getting shot a lot. Now, as in the core itself, too, now there's some ideas of putting the core right at the front of the ship, maybe behind a little bit of armor. So it could be popped, but if it was, the AI would disengage from attacking you. And if it was up here somewhere, the ship itself would probably take minimal damage. So you could put in a new core and fly away. So I don't necessarily want to do that by default, but I'm thinking about setting up an area for you to allow you to put the core there. Now currently I just have the core sitting kind of on the side over here. I'm still not exactly thrilled with the placement of these fuel tanks. They fit well there, which is wonderful, but basically the whole point I would kind of want this ship to be like, if the AI was like really banging you where say the core was somewhere in this area here, that they would shoot that and disengage, shooting you more before it would get like further deeper into the ship that would cause serious damage. But again, I'm probably still going to move these fuel tanks elsewhere. The ship's got a lot of room all over the place for it. One last thing I forgot to mention, in the back here, I've got these two little hallways. I haven't done up this interior area. This is a death zone for heat and radiation specifically. But if I can make this look nice and whatnot, I would give you some access to possibly repairing some thrusters from the inside. And this whole area has to be worked out yet. But yeah, it's getting there. Well, I won't say that. I still got a fair amount to do. I've got to do this whole top section, the bridge, the front rooms, things like that. But it's certainly getting some work done to it. So, and I'm gonna be really picky on this ship too. So I'm gonna try to, if I got to delay it longer, it's not about rushing it. It's just I want it to be really nice. It's a new model of probably my own favorite ship, and I want to do it justice. I want to make this work out. Feel like a legit CV3 Persis, although a bit smaller. Size class wise, it's at 7 right now. It's going to hit 8 pretty soon. Not worried about crossing 10. Probably will be less than 10. Could stop at size class 8. Could hit size class 9. Possible even to hit size class 10, but I'm not thinking that will happen at this point. All right, well, anyway, you all have yourself a good weekend, and see if some of you show up on the server here at noon to start Season 3, Reforged Eden. All right, see you later, everybody.